What is up, you guys? All right, did I make it home? Yes. Did Enterprise take my truck from me? Yes. Am I pissed about it? Of course I am. Am I pissed at Enterprise about it? Absolutely not. Let's jump into why. All right, you guys, I'm going to try to make this as short and sweet as possible. Short backstory. In July, I got a letter. No, actually, it was beginning of August, but it was dated at the end of July. I actually got a letter overnighted from FedEx from Enterprise saying that there was a recall on the Ram. The code was Y26, and I didn't really know what to do about that at first. So, of course, I called Enterprise. Enterprise said, call the dealership, see what they say. I called the dealership, and mind you, this was the beginning of August. I called the dealership. They said, yep, that's a recall, but we don't have parts, so we can't see you. And so I called Enterprise, told them that, and basically it was kind of a wait and see, you know. As I dug more into that, I'll post a picture of the actual recall, and what it is it's a recall for wheel stud, the wheel studs inside these 3500, 4500, and 5500 trucks, and it's actually from 2012 all the way to 2021. The biggest concern is that they were over torqued, either from the factory or during service, because the torque specs were too high. And what had happened is it was stretching the wheel studs or snapping the wheel studs, and wheel assemblies were coming apart. Now that is still very much active right now. However, it's kind of been an ongoing process with the shape of the world's in right now, or whatever, that the service centers, the dealerships don't have parts to fix it. So Enterprise has kind of taken it upon themselves, since they have so many of these trucks, to order the equipment that they can't fix it, because of course there's no parts. But what they can do is they can test and see if the truck actually does fail or pass the inspection for the wheel studs, to make sure that it either is a truck that was or wasn't over torqued. Now, essentially what ended up happening, and of course it was it was under the best circumstances. I had just taken 3 weeks off to start hunting, had jumped out to make a little bit of money. My first day out, I got a phone call from my rep in Elkhart, and he told me that we're gonna have to try to figure something out. Headquarters or corporate from Enterprise is kind of dropping the hammer on this, because the trucks need to get inspected for the legality of everything. And I was going to be in Indy that next day, so that's where their main service center is for the state of Indiana. So we went ahead and scheduled an appointment to go in there. I go in there that next morning, and truck fails, and it has to be grounded immediately. Enterprise cannot legally rent or sell that truck with the open recall if the inspection fails. And they can't rent or sell that truck with an open recall if it's not inspected yet. So they're kind of shuffling around to try to figure out how they're going to get all these trucks inspected, being that the dealers, that you can't just take it to a dealership and knock it out. So with that being said, I was left without a truck. Now what had ended up happening is that my rep through Elkhart really ran through a lot of loops and tried to figure out what he could do for me, and eventually got me another truck. Now, he got me another truck basically just so I could get my trailer home, and I'll talk about that in a second because of the weight classes. But I really appreciate it, and I kind of want to give a shout out to that branch and the Indy branch. Everybody was super nice, very helpful, and considering the circumstances, it was all pretty quick. I was home the next day, which was yesterday. And what does suck though is that the truck that they do have, they don't have the title for yet, so I can't even get it plated. Now here's where we run into weight. Even though I got another truck, I can't work because I run a CDL setup and I don't have apportion plates on the truck yet. That's going to take probably at least a week through the state, but I have to have the title in order to start that process, and I don't have it, and here it is Friday. So it looks like I might have a bonus week off, but luckily it's hunting season. I don't really care. So anyway, backing up to all that, okay, I kind of posted a little teaser picture for all this on Instagram, and I started getting some feedback. I was really wanting to see the kind of we told you so, should have got a Ram or should have bought one or whatever. Surprisingly, I didn't get much of that, which is cool. That means that everybody that's following me on Instagram is all right with me. So I don't have the hater crowd, so like I do here on YouTube some days. But here's where this all comes into play for you guys, okay? If you do have these trucks, would it have been more beneficial? Did Enterprise take it from me because they're Enterprise? Kind of, but not really. You know, they did me a solid too, because in the event of an accident with an open recall like this that you knew about, see, Chrysler covered their ass is what ended up happening. Chrysler covered their ass with a recall that they couldn't fix. Okay, so now it's kind of on everybody else. Enterprise needs to handle this, because in any accident, in any accident, they're going to get blamed for this. You know, pretty much. You know, in the legal side of everything, which would also fall on us. Anybody that owns these trucks or rents these trucks, anybody driving these trucks. You know, if we know about it, which we did, Enterprise sent the letter out to us. You know, you're kind of flirting with disaster there, because even if you rear end someone, if these people have a lawyer that are worth a quarter of their weight, what they're paying, they're going to find that out, and it's going to be your fault, because technically you shouldn't be driving that truck because of the severity of this recall. It's not roadworthy at this point. So to all the guys that think that the rental is stupid, to all the guys that say you should buy over renting, that it's not worth it or whatever, I have a truck that actually can drive, that did pass the inspection, and I'm good to go, as opposed to having a truck that I could drive at a risk to myself, because the dealership can't fix it right now. So I would kind of just be, okay, I either drive this truck or I don't, right? But if I did drive this truck and something happened, there goes my business. Flat out, it's over. And I'll prove that now. Let's actually call a few dealerships around my area and see what this code looks like, and when I can get it, when I can get my truck in there.
David Price, where I got direct to call.
Yeah, I was trying to reach service.
Please hold.
All right.
We know your time is valuable, and we will be with you in just a moment.
Mm-hmm.
David Taylor Chrysler.
Hey, I had a question about an open recall. It's kind of going to see what a time frame would be on it for Y26 for a Ram 3500.
Y26, is that the
wheel stud?
wheel studs?
Yeah.
Generally, it doesn't take very long. What we're doing right now, we're actually just checking the torque on them.
Okay.
Because they're not replacing any studs right now.
Okay.
There's no parts or anything like that available.
Right.
But we're rechecking the torque and everything on them.
So if it fails, though, it won't clear the recall, I guess?
Pardon me?
If it fails the torque spec, it won't clear the recall. It'll still have an open recall on it.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, it'll stay open until they actually get a fix for it.
Right. There's no time frame.
What they've done is there's no time frame, and I think they're actually coming up and just letting people know that the torque spec is off.
Right.
And they're just putting a sticker in the book to let them know what the torque spec is supposed to be.
Oh, okay. So they're updating the service anyway, or the spec. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
So what we do is, just as a courtesy, we'll check the torque on them to see how they are and make sure they're okay.
But there's no fix if it fails right now. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Automotive, home with a lifetime warranty.
Hey, I was calling. I was trying to get a hold of service for a recall.
Okay, so what's that vehicle?
It's a Ram 3500.
Okay, just one moment.
Alrighty, thank you. She's nice.
This is Tina, Crisis Service. How can I help you?
Hey, I was calling about an open recall on the Ram 3500s. Seeing what the time frames look like on those, the Y26 wheel stud recall.
As of right now, we still haven't heard of any serviceable actions. We haven't received any, like, what we're thinking is going to be is an inspection at some point.
Right.
We just haven't heard anything from Chrysler on that yet.
Oh, okay. So it's no replacement if it fails, just a kind of a pass or fail situation for the... I'm just wondering what would actually clear the recall on the truck. I mean, if it passed the torque inspection, would it would it clear the recall for the truck, or would it have
Yeah,
to?
we're not able to claim the recall yet, so it wouldn't take the recall off of it.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Right. Okay.
Hopefully we should start hearing something maybe towards the end of the year, hopefully.
Okay.
But as of right now, there's nothing that we can really do or claim through Chrysler.
Right. Okay. As you can see, not a good situation if I own that truck. Instead, I'm going to be down a week instead of possibly who knows how long, or rolling around at a major risk, okay? Or on the other hand, continue to roll around in a truck, you know, that does have the recall wide open. I get into an accident, I lose my truck, I lose my freight, I lose whatever I hit, and I lose my business. So being down for a week's not that bad. I'm not mad at the situation as far as Enterprise is concerned. I understand what they're having to do. They're a business, you know. I'm a business, you know. It's you got to work hand in hand with situations like this. But I'm very thankful for what happened the other day. You know, it's the failures suck, losing everything sucked, and coming back and having to start over from scratch when I didn't expect to. That sucked. But it is what it is, and we'll see what's going on. But this part shortage deal, you know, that's a whole nother situation for a whole nother time, maybe even a whole nother video. But yeah, that's what happened, guys. So anybody that's got the rentals right now, you're probably already been getting called, I believe, from what Enterprise told me. If you guys have one and you haven't gotten it inspected yet, I think you've got to the 15th to go ahead and schedule that. So you might want to be calling, or you might get a phone call saying that you can't move your truck. That's on you to figure out. Like I said, you got the letter in August when I did. But for people looking into this program right now, I had a chance to talk quite a bit since I was there almost half the day about a few things. Number one is being the longevity of this program right now. They can't get Fords. All the Fords are sitting in a stadium and different parking lots in Kentucky for the Ford trucks. And the Rams are kind of locked up that they can't either rent or sell because of this open recall. I think they've got almost 200 trucks to check out right now. So with that being said, the pool of vehicles is super thin right now, and there's no chance of it looking like it's going to grow much in the near distant future until Ford kind of, you know, figures out what they're going to do with their little fleet they got going on there. So as far as the rental goes with Enterprise, if anybody's looking into getting into this through the rental program, I would say that the rest of this year and probably the first quarter of next year wouldn't be a good idea to think about getting into this if you want to go rental route. And the reason is, like I said, they cannot get the volume. They have to maintain the people that are already in the program, and they're having a hard time doing that right now because of all the circumstances. So, you know, you've heard about the list. That was true, but see, the process hasn't cranked back up yet. It's not Enterprise's fault. They literally can't get vehicles. They can't get into a surplus of trucks to be able to bring on new people. So I definitely wanted to put that out there. I know that whenever I post a video talking about Enterprise, it seems, even though I've never told you guys to, which I've been waiting for the opportunity, but you know, don't call, don't try to set up, and don't say, you know, hey, so and so, don't say I sent you there, because I'm not right now. I'm telling you, you know, you got to hold off. The program's not dead, it's not dying, it's not this or that, it's locked up. You know, it's like, I mean, it's full right now, and the capacity isn't looking to increase for the foreseeable future anyway. But I wanted to get that out there, let you guys know what happened. It's kind of a bummer for me, but you know, like I said, it is what it is. You know, just go out to work and then you get slammed like this. But yeah, as far as the recall goes, guys, if you do have a truck, and this is in or outside of Enterprise, if you have a Ram with the recall open on it, I would highly suggest getting it checked out if you can. You know, call a dealership and see what they say, but do know that you're running at a major risk if you haven't gotten it fixed yet. But that's it. I just want to touch base with you guys, and let me know what you think in the comments about this and the situation that we got going on, and if you've experienced anything like this. Who knows if it's going to get worse before it gets better. So anyway, we'll all see, but we'll see you guys next time.